Kate Miller had been having a perfectly normal Tuesday until her son Tommy disappeared during their visit to the Science Museum. One minute he was pressing his nose against the glass of the quantum physics exhibit, and the next he was gone. Security footage later revealed a shimmering portal, what the scientific community would eventually classify as an interdimensional rift, had swallowed the boy whole. But Kate didn't know that yet. All she knew was that her son was missing and that the museum staff seemed woefully unprepared to handle the situation. "Ma'am, please calm down," said the security guard. Kate's eyes narrowed. "I will not calm down. My son is missing." The security guard never stood a chance. 3 hours later, after reviewing security footage, interrogating witnesses, and calling in every favor she had with her old military buddies, Kate stood before a hastily assembled team of Earth's top scientists. "So you're telling me," she said, gripping her sensible purse so tightly her knuckles turned white, "that my son has been transported to another galaxy? Well, technically, it's more like another dimensional plane that overlaps with. Can you get him back?" The scientists swallowed. "We're working on it, but the technology to create a stable wormhole doesn't." Kate cut him off. "Then I'll go get him myself." "Mrs. Miller, that's impossible." Kate smiled thinly. "I packed his lunch this morning with a tracking device because he kept trading his apple slices for cookies. Nothing is impossible." Within 48 hours, the scientists had managed to recreate a small portal based on the energy signature from the museum incident. They told Kate it was highly experimental and might collapse at any moment. They told her she probably wouldn't survive. They told her that even if she did somehow make it through, she'd have no way back. Kate stepped through anyway, clutching her purse and Tommy's favorite stuffed dinosaur. The Vraxian Empire had existed for 12,000 cycles. Their warships blotted out suns. Their technology bent reality itself. Their emperor, Grand Sovereign Zol, had conquered 17 star systems and had never known defeat. Until he met Kate Miller. "Listen here," Kate said, standing before the 20-foot-tall alien ruler, completely unfazed by the plasma spears pointed at her heart. "I'm looking for my son, about this tall brown hair, wearing a Science Rules shirt. Have you seen him?" The Grand Sovereign's translator struggled with her words, but her tone needed no interpretation. The throne room fell silent. "Human female," the Grand Sovereign rumbled. "Your species is unknown to us. How did you breach our defenses?" "I walked in the front door. Your guards were very helpful after I explained the situation." Kate pulled out her phone and showed them Tommy's picture. "Now, about my son." When the Vraxian royal guards attempted to detain her for questioning, Kate deployed what would later be described in Vraxian military texts as the purse technique. Within minutes, she had commandeered a scout ship that accessed the Imperial database. The Vraxians surrendered formally 3 hours later when Kate accidentally triggered their ancient doomsday device while searching for the ship's restroom. Rather than destroying their civilization as prophesied, the device recognized in Kate what the Vraxian texts called the ultimate mother force and transferred all Imperial authority to her. Kate graciously appointed a regent and continued her search. The Blatari Collective prided themselves on their telepathic abilities. No thought could be hidden from them. No mind could resist their probing. Their queen, Thoughtweaver Nyx, had foreseen Kate's arrival and prepared accordingly. "Your offspring was here," the Thoughtweaver announced as Kate's commandeered Vraxian ship landed on their homeworld. "He passed through our realm chasing what appeared to be a robotic pet." "That would be Roborex," Kate sighed. "I told him not to turn it on in public places." She pulled out Tommy's stuffed dinosaur. "Can you tell me where he went?" The Thoughtweaver attempted to read Kate's mind, only to recoil in shock. "Your thoughts," the alien queen gasped. "They are overwhelming. So many lists, so many schedules, so many worries." "I'm a working mom," Kate shrugged. "Multitasking is my superpower." By the end of the day, the Blatari Collective had voluntarily sworn allegiance to Kate, claiming her mind contained wisdom beyond their comprehension. Kate accepted their fealty with grace and one condition: they would help her track Tommy through the quantum tunnels he'd been traveling. The Diraxian hegemony was the most feared power in their corner of the multiverse. They did not communicate with lesser species, they simply consumed them. Their living ships devoured planets, and their warrior caste knew neither mercy nor defeat. Kate Miller arrived at their central hive with a slightly annoyed expression and a bag of snacks, having learned that interdimensional travel made her hungry. "Excuse me," she called out to the massive pulsating structure that served as the Duraxian group consciousness. "I believe my son came through here. Have you seen him?" The Duraxians responded by attempting to absorb her into their hive mind. This was their first mistake. "That tickles," Kate said, brushing off their psychic tendrils. "Look, I'd had a very long day. I'd accidentally become the empress of one civilization and the spiritual leader of another, and my feet hurt. I just want to find my son." When the Duraxian warrior caste attacked, Kate simply opened her purse and pulled out what appeared to be a simple canister of pepper spray, actually a modified Vraxian defense system she'd enhanced with Blateri's psychic technology. The Duraxian surrender was immediate and unprecedented. And so it was that Kate Miller, PTA treasurer and part-time accounting consultant, became the unintentional ruler of three of the most powerful civilizations in the multiverse. She used her newfound authority to create an interdimensional search network, deploying trillions of sentient probes across countless realities. She found Tommy exactly where any mother would have expected, in the food court. Specifically in the food court of a massive space station at the nexus of 17 realities, eating an alien equivalent of ice cream and playing with his Roborex. "Mom," he exclaimed when he saw her, "you won't believe what happened. I went through this cool shiny door and then—" "Tommy Miller," Kate interrupted, hands on her hips. "What have I told you about wandering off?" Tommy looked down sheepishly. "To always stay where you can see me, and to bring my emergency whistle." Kate knelt down and hugged him tightly. "I was so worried." "Sorry, Mom," Tommy said, hugging her back. "But wait until I tell the kids at school. I'm about to ride on a living spaceship and everything." Kate smiled, taking his hand. "Well, about that, let's just say you're going to have a very interesting show and tell this week. Now come on, let's go home. I've got 3 empires to organize before dinner time."